Well, hello there. This is Vonti, a voice from Connect to Soul. And here I am again for my weekly prosperity and soul wisdom reading and teaching. And look, before I get into what this week's been like, let me just, get the business over. And look, if you guys would like to spend some time with me, either in the spiritual book club, on the retreats, or on Skype for some personal coaching, or you are local and you would like to contact me, all the information is down below. You can access it through the links. Wow, what a week it's been. As I said to you last week, it was going to be my birthday week, and it seems to be still ongoing. I have been so blessed. I also mentioned last week that prosperity wasn't something that always came in money. And honestly, I have been the most blessed, most gifted and prosperous and abundant person ever this week, for all the love that I've received and all the kindness and all the great wishes, and and also something that I really treasure, and the amount of gratitude that I've received for the work that I do. So thank you, thank you, thank you, because what I do is who I am, and who I am is what I do. And so you just encourage me to keep living my best life, and there's nothing better than that. So I'm so grateful to you all for your love and your wishes, and your support and your encouragement. Beautiful birthday. It's not over. Today, after I've done this, I shall go and see some very dear, very, very long-standing friends of mine who are going to make me lunch. And then next week I shall fly out to Kuala Lumpur, where my daughter and her family lives, with my two beautiful grandchildren and gorgeous grandson, my gorgeous grandson, but also my gorgeous son-in-law. And so next week I am going to attempt to still do the reading and the teaching, but from Kuala Lumpur, with a bit of luck. But you see, I don't know, because we don't know whether I'm going to be here in the next 5 minutes. And I think that's something that we've all got to really think about. We spend so much time worrying about what the future holds for us, and what, if we have enough money for the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. But the fact is that we don't know whether that next thing's ever going to happen. We are mortal beings, and all that we know is that we're here right now, this moment. And if all we ever learn to do is to live this moment to the best of our abilities, with all the love, the kindness, and the caring for ourselves and others, what a beautiful world this would be. So maybe we'll have a go at that this week. So let's all have a look and see. These beautiful cards that I use, of course, are the Money and Law of Attraction of Esther Hicks, and that will be the prosperity one. And of course, I will then be going on to pick a card from the lovely Keepers of the Light for our soul wisdom. So let's see what it has in store for us today. I just feel that life is such a gift. And I guess, this has been my 78th birthday, and I can say that quite happily without any consideration. Although, I worked for a long time for a beautiful woman called Mary Kay, and she used to say, a woman who will tell you your age will tell you anything. Well, I'm quite proud of that number. I don't know what it means, because for me, I don't do age. Oh, there she comes. I don't do age, and I don't do the numbers. I just do, I'm alive and I feel great. And so my responsibility is to live. And here I am living it with you today. So how great is that? But let's see, what have I got? I love it. I do love these cards. I've got to ask, I really have to be grateful to her. So it says here, my every story is attracting its vibrational match. That's what all my inspired manifestation masterclasses are about is to introduce you to your vibrational match, to introduce you to understanding how to find your vibrational signature, and then to live your life aligned with that. And that's not that easy to do, because we spend a lot of our lives, we spend living it according to society, according to, you know, your upbringing, what your parents taught you, according to approval of your bosses or your friends or your loved ones or whatever, or your own, and that is often also very distorted. So to learn to get your essence, your true soul vibrational signature is, and to know what that is, and to be able to feel that is a huge step. That's what the masterclasses are all about. So if that interests you, send me a message. So let's have a look what this is. Okay, let me just hold this up. Can you see that? Is that not too glary? Let me try. Okay, yep. Okay, my every story is attracting its vibrational match. Okay, so what does she have to say? Every thought that you think is vibrating at a very personal frequency. But you know, we know that because as I'm speaking to you, you can feel my vibrational frequency. You know, if I sat in front of this camera and I went, so hello, how are you? And you know, I've had a very busy week, and that vibrational frequency wouldn't be really that exciting, and you probably wouldn't stick around too long, I wouldn't imagine, because it's not something that's uplifting for you, not something that's comfortable. So we are energetic beings, and we respond to the vibrations that we are emitting to each other. Yes? So every thought that you think is vibrating at a very personal frequency. And by the powerful law of attraction, the essence of that which is like unto itself is drawn. That thought is now attracting another thought that is its vibrational match. And now those combined thoughts are vibrating at a frequency that is higher than the thought that came before, and they will now, by the law of attraction, attract another and another and another, until eventually the thoughts will be powerful enough to attract a real life situation or manifestation. Wow, unfoldings all over again. You know, this understanding that we live in an electromagnetic field of energy, which means that whatever energy we emit attracts energy of its ilk, and as a result of that, they get together and expand and become a bigger vibrational frequency, attracting more of that and becoming a bigger vibrational frequency. That's how energy grows. That's just plain physics, right? So that goes both ways, you know. So when you have the miseries, you attract the miseries, and when you have the joys, you attract the joys. I like to think that I emit a great deal of love. It's something that I do consciously because I like the feeling. So no matter how I feel, how my physical body is, or how the maybe, you know, things in life are presenting to me, I will address it with as much love as I can. And I have to say that this week, that was returned to me absolutely in a way that I can't measure. I can't measure the amount of love that was returned to me this week. And so it's a confirmation that, you know, what you send out, it does come back to you. So the more that we focus our attentions on the things that we want to experience, the more that grows. We are, look, I can say this time and time again, and I know I repeat myself a lot, but we are nature. You plant a seed in the garden. If you plant tomatoes, you're not going to get cucumbers. You're going to get tomatoes, if you're lucky. I've just planted tomatoes, so it's on my mind. You know, it's the first time for a long time that I'm planting tomatoes. I have raised the garden bed. I've got a little tub that I'm now gardening in, because if I put it in the garden, I have snail heaven out there. And so a long time ago I said, I'm not going to feed the snails anymore. But now I'm in a raised bed and they don't seem to be able to climb up there. So that's good. And so I thought I'll have another go at tomatoes. So I'm expecting to get tomatoes, not cherries, okay? And that is how we are exactly the same. Whatever seeds you plant, and the seeds you plant are the thoughts, okay? The thoughts, the fears, the doubts, the joys, the loves, the behavior, the attitude, the actions, they are all seeds you are planting in your garden of your next experience, if you're lucky enough to be alive to get there, right? And so it's so simple. Why do we make it so complicated? We get so carried away with the complications of life instead of just going, you know what? I want a tomato, so I'm going to plant a tomato seed. What could be more simple? You know what we do? We go, I'm going to plant a tomato seed, and I do so hope that I get tomatoes. I do so hope that someone will allow me to have tomatoes. I so hope that somebody will approve of the types of tomatoes that I'm growing. That's what we do. It's crazy. Why do we do it? Well, I know why we do it. It's because how we are conditioned. It's how we are formulated by the masses, so that we can be controlled, so that we don't get off on a tangent. And, you know, all I've got to say is my tangent's pretty damn good. So I'm going to keep growing tomatoes from tomato seeds because I expect there to be tomatoes coming. And if I'm lucky enough to be around to harvest the tomatoes, I'll be eternally grateful. I don't know how I got onto tomatoes today, but anyway, that's what we're doing. I don't know. I do hope that you understand this message. It's just so, my every story is attracting its vibrational match. Our whole life is lived in our head. So I've just given you a story about tomatoes. That's my story, right? Could have been anything else, okay? Could have been, I don't know, I grow orchids, as you can see. And I love my orchids, and I talk to them all the time, and they do grow for me. But I don't expect that to be coming out a gardenia. By the way, I was given a beautiful gardenia bush for my birthday, so I'm looking forward to getting gardenias. But the reason I'm talking about plants is because I want people to understand that we are nature. We function in the same cycles. We function the same. An oak tree doesn't expect to become an elm. It just does its oak tree thing. We are constantly comparing ourselves to somebody else, trying to live up to somebody else's needs and desires, rather than finding the best of ourselves. You know, I was listening to a YouTube this morning of one of my favorite people, Sadhguru, and I love him because he's very basic, and he doesn't talk bull, as he says. But you know, he was saying about this, we're so often told, know thyself. And that's what it's really about. It's about knowing who you are, and who you are is a particular seed of vibrational resonance. And that vibrational resonance, when you allow it, its full expression, is magnificent. But what we tend to do is not trust it, or not being aware of it and not understanding it. And then we don't allow the full expression of that magnificence. And because we don't allow it and we cover it up with fear and doubt and need for approval and second guessing ourselves all the time, the seed becomes distorted and we get this shriveled up thing coming out, right? And then we judge that and we go, it's not good enough. That's definitely not good enough. I have to alter it. I have to change this and I've got to change that and I've got to change something else. And we keep asking the outside world to tell us whether it's good enough, rather than going back within and going, hang on, what have I done to the seed? What have I done to my vibrational essence, my vibrational signature in there? How have I not allowed that to be everything it can be? And it's always through the stories that we allow in our lives, the stories that we run about ourselves, about the world, about life. And so I really would like this week, I would like you to examine the stories you run, and understanding that you cannot run a story without realizing it's going to find its vibrational match. So if the stories you're running in your head are not making you feel good, then don't expect to have feel-good experiences. It's not possible. It isn't possible. It's not how nature works. Within each and every one of you, there is a beautiful seed waiting for its full bloom. So go within and find it and nurture it and love it into expression, without doubt, without fear, without need for approval. Because when we are being true to ourselves and aligned to our true inner essence, we're all beautiful. Every one of us. Every one of us. And when we're not beautiful, it's because we have distorted the seed through outside influences. Wow, that was something. I'm quite enjoying this one. Yes, I have to say to you that I never know what's going to come out of my mouth. So I was telling one of my clients this week that, after I do this, you know what I do? I sit and listen to me, because I have no idea what I said. So I just go back, oh, what did I say? But I think it feels okay. And I hope that you're getting something from it, that you're really enjoying. Examine your stories. Wow, we run so many crazy stories in our head that causes us so much grief. Change your stories to love. Love life. You're here. And be grateful for it and live it to the best of your ability. And that best isn't always the same. Some days my best is not that great, and I just go and curl up on a chair with a hot water bottle, and that's my best. And it's okay. It's okay. And it's that allowing of okay. And I think that's probably the greatest gift of aging, or maturing, as I would prefer to call it. When you've lived life for a while, then you recognize that all the things that we make so important are actually not important. And the only true things that are important are the people that you love, the people who love you, the beauty of this amazing, amazing gift of life, and how you learn to live it. So there isn't much else that I can say. I feel so full and so rich. And it isn't because I've just won a lottery, not yet, but it is because of all the joy and the love that's been showered upon me this week. And I want to share that with you. So I shower all the love and the goodness and everything that your heart desires for you to find your vibrational alignment with you and nature and life. And when you do that, you are abundant and prosperous forever. So that's my story today. And I hope that the vibrational match of that is going to bring lots and lots of more of the same. So let's see what the keepers of the light are going to give us today. I just, there's an energy about at the moment for me. Wow. Wow. Okay, it just leapt out. Isn't that amazing? I just love that. You are, when you get yourself into a certain vibrational frequency, this law of attraction is in action immediately. It just turns up. So the card that just jumped out from Keepers of the Light, which is the soul wisdom, to add to what we've just been talking about, is Mahavata Babaji. Okay, that is the entity. He's got his lovely Om around his neck, which I usually wear as well. I love that. It's just such a beautiful universal symbol, isn't it? And it says soul expansion. Well, that's exactly what we've been talking about. You need to get your vibrational frequency to a soul expanded state. Wow, how beautiful to get that card as confirmation. Your consciousness is expanding. And that really is my work, and that is my purpose for being. And that is to expand my consciousness and to share that with you so that you can be learning how to expand your consciousness. And consciousness is this field of energy that is consciousness itself. So the more expanded you become within that field, the more expanded your life experience becomes. It says you understand the connection between all things. Wow. How amazing is that? When you expand your consciousness, and the more you do it, guess what? The more you'll understand the relationship between you and the universe, you and consciousness, you and life. And the more that you understand that, the more at peace you become, the more aligned you become. What a beautiful reading and teaching this has been. I hope it's been beautiful for you. It's been absolutely beautiful for me to deliver. It has given me just such warmth in my heart. And so please make your aim to be soul expanded. And everything I do, all the programs I run, that's all it's aimed at, to help all of us to be more soul connected and to be more soul expanded. So if you want to join me and the Connect to Soul community in any of my work, as I said before, go down below to the links. Look, just send me a message, send me an email, send me something, and let's have a chat. I love you, not because of who you are or what you do, but because you are. And I love life, obviously. And I'm so looking forward to spending more time with you. So have an absolutely beautiful week. Love yourself more. Be kind to yourself, pamper yourself. Stop second guessing. Just be true to you. Decide what kind of a person do you have to become to be in love with you. And just be that. And guess what? Everyone will love you. And if they don't, they're not meant to be in your life. Namaste. From me to you. Love all around. Have a great week.